Welcome to a very spooky Halloween edition of the Talking Shop podcast. Actually, this is not a Halloween edition. We should have done a Halloween edition, but
It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary good.
I mean, StreamYard is showing Halloween pack of overlays. It just says ad, and I could click it and see what happens.
Do it.
got it.
Dead air. Ooh.
Oh, well, there we go. Keep it. That's as Halloween as we get today. But I'm Josh from Grand Slam Cards. We got Michael and Jacob. It's Cobb and medium rare cards over on the Grams. Hang out with us for a little bit this evening. We'll talk some shop, and Jacob will give us a rundown of this week's episode.
Yes, I will. All right, so we've made it to another week of the World Series, and somehow, or shockingly, Shohei Ohtani still finds his way into the conversation, even when we swear he's getting the week off. We're going to break down the Colonel Sanders curse sighting in Toronto, a Bo Bichette rookie that might be the best-looking rookie card ever printed, according to Michael, and whether Brad Paisley's anthem means extra innings. In hobby news, Panini goes full combat mode, so Josh and I are going to talk about that. Topps gives Barry Bonds the Chrome Ultraviolet treatment, and basketball prices are surging again thanks to Topps basketball shaking up the hardwood. As always, we'll hit what's new in the shop, and Josh will close it out with crazy stat of the week. So let's talk about this Bo Bichette card. I'm going to remove the overlay,
Michael,
just so it's not as in your face.
Michael's got the giggles.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
All right, here's the Bo Bichette card that Michael was talking about.
That's a beaut.
No comment, man. I remember pulling this card out of a stadium club. It's no secret, one of my favorite products. This was a year where I came back to the hobby after 30 years off and was sort of like, nah. And then Stadium Club came out, and I was like, holy cow, this is cool. And then I saw this card. I kept it for a while. I think I may have even had this graded. Got a 10, sat on the shelf for a while, and then sold it off. But I'll always remember this card because it's just, I don't know, man.
Would you sell
timely.
it for?
What's that? Because I'm not a Bo Bichette fan.
How much did you sell it for?
Oh, I can't even remember it. It wasn't $700. It wasn't the auto. It was just the base.
Oh,
it was just the base.
Well, that's a difference. Yeah.
So
I always stand by stuff like this. Would look really cool at like the pro shops at the stadiums. Have them blown up, obviously a little bit bigger than cards. Like a big fan might want to take this and hang it up in their house.
I think there's a similar one. It's not as rookie. I don't think Julio Rodriguez has a card with like the Space Needle in the background, but I don't think it's a rookie card. But this, to me, this is it's perfect. Perfect.
Ooh, Derek had the Bichette first Bowman Black Auto.
Whoa.
Had.
Do we want it?
Keyword had.
And I looked around, for some other great looking rookie cards. I think Kobe has a couple really good looking rookie cards, but everything else, I think just because this is, an action shot of him walking off the field, walking off or walking on, makes it super cool.
Yeah.
So,
and those,
Derek, you sold it? You sold it for $1,200 or you bought it for $1,200? That first Bowman Black Auto. Let us know. How about you guys? Any rookie cards that stand out as far as looks, not value, because certainly, there are going to be more valuable rookie cards, but as far as looks, you got
the Ja Morant one where he's dunking over. That was going to be his. I forget the product. Chronicles, I think, is what it is.
It was Chronicles.
He's doing that.
That's certainly another one that isn't going to hold a lot of value, but is iconic, right? How about you, Jacob? Any wrestling, quote unquote, rookie cards that you could think of that stand out, or could stand up?
Wow.
To this sort of a photo.
man, I have terrible memory, but there's only a couple that really stick out, and both of them are from Select, from Panini. So it was the mezzanine Roxanne Perez. She was doing like her little signature pose on the turnbuckle, and the camera was shot at like the looking up, like a crowd point of view. That was pretty cool, and it was a short print, and it was a desired rookie at the time. That was cool. And then like I think the Jacob Fatu ringside, which was courtside, or I guess would be the other products. But that one was pretty sick and pretty anticipated. But yeah, I like this is Topps, and I really do, Josh. I know you're probably hoping the same. I hope we do get Wrestling Stadium Club, because we talk a lot about how like the production of the wrestling shows is really cool. And I think there's so many shots that kind of make themselves,
or just make more photogenic. Like that product is good. Just print more of it.
Would wrestling, and they don't do a lot of this in any other sports, but like any sort of behind the scenes, or is that they need to keep it like?
Well, they should keep it. They should keep their persona, but they do too much behind the scenes stuff now.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I got a Triple H card and he's in Gorilla, like on the monitor with the headset on, like that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
because that's what he's known for now.
Yeah, I mean that's different than behind the scenes with the rest.
There's a fine line.
Yeah. Well,
but
guys,
no,
if you're go ahead.
No, this looks awesome though, because we did talk about a really, really bad rookie card in the beginning of the week. Should I try and pull that up real quick?
Yeah, pull that up. And while
Just
you're pulling it up, I'm gonna ask if you guys have a great looking rookie card that could stand up to this Bo Bichette. Post it in the comments. I'd love to look that up. We've got Derek saying, Josh, is everyone gonna come get their Jeremiah Smith stuff for Bowman College football? His stuff is going to be outrageous.
My first question is, who's Jeremiah Smith? So I need Michael to educate me real quick.
Apparently, he is a player in Bowman. I have no clue.
Oh,
who Jeremiah Smith is.
All right. No, Derek's got to educate us. Derek, educate us.
Jeremiah
Smith. The guy's OSU receiver. Okay. Well, I guess, hopefully he's a receiver though. So is it really going to go nuts? Unfortunately.
So
the product is going to sell well. We've had a lot of people ask about it. It launches tomorrow. We're going to talk about that soon.
I do stand corrected. It was not a rookie card, but it still caught our attention. Like, how did this ever make it on a card? So you look at this really cool Bo Bichette card, which just makes you like the guy, even if you don't know him, just based off the way it looks. And then you compare it to this Josh Giddey card.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about that.
And I would fight somebody if they put this on the card and I look like this.
Like, what makes them choose it? I don't get it. Like, what makes them choose it?
Just a bad
photo, right? Yeah, because they have to take the photo and they have to pinch it and crop it and blur the background, and get it shaped. And someone gets done with it and says, "All right, there you go. Yeah, I'm happy with that."
Well, it's not just that, Josh. It's not like they're taking one photo. He probably had the shutter down, and there's probably 30 of these photos that he could have picked from.
That's the one.
This is the one. And so, yeah.
Maybe those allegations that Josh Giddey had temporarily played a factor in, we're going to give this dude an ugly card.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. So
conspiracy theory.
The next story, you guys are going to have to explain to me. I don't know what the heck is going on, but I know what Colonel Sanders looks like. So what is the deal with this?
Hold on. Before you, Josh, did you know this story was going to be brought up?
I didn't. Which is funny. Is just I remember seeing him in the crowd, a picture of him in the crowd, but I don't know anything other than
And what did you have for dinner tonight?
Oh, that's right. Today's episode is sponsored by Kentucky Fried Chicken and the Colonel.
And the future kidney stone, it looks like, as well.
And a future on fire episode, hopefully. No. Go ahead and play the video. This is super cool.
I'm going to believe why this fan dressed up as Colonel Sanders for Game 2 of the World Series last night. So if you're like me and you were watching the World Series last night, you're probably wondering why the hell Colonel Sanders was there in Toronto. Now, I know what some of you were typing in the comments already. Hey, dipshit, Halloween's next week, blah, 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 blah. This is not a coincidence. Let me explain. As we all know, the Dodgers have 3 Japanese-born players on their team, number 1 being the best player of all time, Shohei Ohtani, number 2 being Yamamoto, and 3, Roki Sasaki. Now, the lore of this guy dressing up as Colonel Sanders spans back almost 40 years ago. By the way, if you want more sports stories that ESPN doesn't talk about, make sure you follow it, because this one is crazy. So it all starts back in 1985 when Japan's Hinshin Tigers won the Japan Series. And in Japan, after a team wins a championship, it is culture for fans who look like the players to jump off a bridge into the river. So back in 1985, they were doing this, but there was one problem. When the fans got to the American slugger Randy Bass, as you can imagine, nobody really looked like the guy because they were in Japan. So the fans had no idea what to do, but thankfully, right around the corner from the bridge was a KFC. So these fans did the most logical thing in that situation and took this life-size statue of Colonel Sanders and threw it into the river as his effigy. And at this very moment, the curse of the Colonel began. This is like the active curse that Joe Namath put on the Jets. The team then entered an 18-year losing streak and wouldn't win another championship for 38 years. And all the fans believed that the ghost of Colonel Sanders had cursed their team, and the curse would not be lifted until they found this statue. And they spent decades looking for this statue. And then nearly 25 years later, they found the statue covered in sludge, missing his left hand and his glasses. But even after he was found, the curse still continued. And it wasn't until 2023 when the Tigers finally won it all, 38 years later, where they celebrated by throwing a man dressed as Colonel Sanders into the river. So to come full circle now, this is most likely why this guy was dressed up as Colonel Sanders last night, even though it didn't work out very well because the Dodgers won the game. You're not going to...
Now, is it that, or is it the comment that says this is a marketing tactic by KFC Canada to advertise their new zinger? Or maybe the guy obviously looks like Colonel Sanders and his family has told him that.
Hey, you got good seats.
What the heck? Yeah, you should dress up as Colonel Sanders because you're going to be on TV and mess with people. Who knows? Regardless, if I looked like that, I would do the same thing.
If we look like that, we dress like that every single day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see a Topps Now card coming. Let's grab this guy.
It would have been much more convincing if the year they pulled the statue out of the river, then they won. That would be pretty eerie. But
so I'm confused. Is this a Dodgers fan or is this a Blue Jays fan?
That's a great question. And I don't want to burn any more brain cells wondering about it.
Well, but I've watched every game. The Dodgers look like they're in trouble.
The Blue Jays look really good.
They do. And that kid that pitched last night, hopefully he stays healthy. He may end up being something special. So, but speaking of the World Series, let's move it along. Let's hit this third story in the opening rip. When I saw this, just crazy. So if you guys are just
my feed too.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are just listening, strange but true, there have been 2 World Series games ever to go 18 innings. Brad Paisley sang the national anthem.
That's creepy.
At both of them, which is bananas. And
yeah, that's crazy. That you getting what's this a crazy stat at the middle of the podcast?
I get credit for a crazy stat, and this is both the Dodgers. I guess it would make sense. He's the Dodgers fan. He wouldn't be singing anywhere else, but that's nuts. I watched until maybe inning 9, 8, probably 8. I was like, I'm tired. I'm so glad and not glad because would have been up till 3, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, what any thoughts on the World Series, Josh? Other than the fact that,
I mean, it looks like and it's not like the Dodgers are this extreme underdog. They had a better record. Like the Dodgers, Blue Jays. They're not
by one game. Game.
One of the best records in baseball,
yeah.
Right? So they're a good team, regardless. The Dodgers have the Dodgers have the the star power, but the Blue Jays have a good team and some studs, and Vlad is rocking and rolling. And this is it's probably going to go all 7, I bet.
If you had to bet If you had to bet the shop,
Oof.
who wins this World Series?
As of where they stand right now,
As of where they stand right now, based on everything that you see.
and it's 3-2 Blue Jays, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would go Blue Jays. You only got to win 1 or 2.
Yeah, I was thinking it's the best of 3 series now. I don't know. How often have the Dodgers until last night lost 2 games in a row? I mean,
Yeah,
see.
probably as rare as the Blue Jays losing 2 in a row with the way they've played this year. So
I'm gonna call it. I think since it's your shop that we're betting, I'm not gonna feel any of that. I think the Dodgers win it in 7, and I'm holding on to hope. Shohei comes in the 9th. And shuts them down.
If he does something to win this thing for them, it's just going to be insane.
To the moon and back.
I think the Dodgers win the next game. I'll call it right. That's my hot take. End it in 6.
All right, Josh. New in the shop this week.
Yes. So on the shelves right now, today, the Topps Holiday Basketball Mega Boxes and Countdown Calendars. So what are they? Advent calendars. So those are in the shop right now, launched today.
Hold on, Josh. Isn't this early for Topps Holiday?
I mean, if the holiday's Halloween, it's not early, but it isn't. It's Christmas.
No, really. Like, I feel like Topps Holiday doesn't come out this early. I feel like it's normally almost a mid-December release. I remember thinking that it came after Bowman Draft, which is a December release.
I don't have that good of memory. I vaguely remember kind of feeling like this year where it was like, man, these things are going to be gone and sold out long before. But you know what I might be thinking of? The Topps Easter egg tins. They came and gone and were sold out long before Easter. So by the time Easter came, people were kind of interested in getting them for the kids, for the baskets or the husband or whatever. And I'm like, oh, those things sold out a while ago. So I don't know why they released them so early, but
did you get any opened in the shop today? Do they have the elf? Do they have like the Christmas lights? Do they have like the weird socks? And
yeah, I think so. I have not seen any of it yet. Okay. The Topps baseball mega boxes launched as well, so those are on the shelf since we talked last. I can kind of look at the shelf here. So tomorrow, as you know, Bowman Chrome University. It's on the shelf as of a minute ago, and there is a Leaf product that we got in. I'm trying to find it. It's called Leaf. It's a Bronx project. I'm going to grab a box and we'll look at it real quick. But you've got let's look at the calendar. So Absolute Football is tomorrow as well. Leaf Vivid Baseball is the 5th. Does that get into next week? Maybe. Yeah, that's next week. So we'll save that. But so this week, Absolute Football, Bowman Chrome University, Holiday Megas for basketball and baseball, and Advent calendars for basketball and baseball. Plus a lot of fill-in stuff that we've got. The shelves are full. And we do our first Pokemon Phantasmal Flames pre-release tournament this Saturday. So we will have a full shop on Saturday as we get to bust into the first bit of Phantasmal Flames. With that being said, let me grab that Leaf box because this is another one I can't remember the name of, and it looks pretty cool.
Looks pretty cool.
Time for us to talk about Josh while he's away.
Or we can talk about the shop having a kind of new layout. It seems like Josh sent us a picture earlier.
Yeah,
you see a little bit of a tease of it in the background.
Yeah, you could see those new showcases. So
7'2" coming in.
Yes, you're talking about the showcases behind that rundown. Now we've got them on both sides of the store again, like we did a long time ago.
I remember some early trade nights with those showcases on the other side.
Yeah. If you come into the shop now, you're going to walk in and go, oh, dang, place looks different. So that's cool. This is what it's called. It's called Bronx Legacy, New York City. So 4 premium New York Yankees hits per box by Leaf.
Oh, wow.
That's a no-brainer.
Those are not gonna last long.
No,
Yankees hits, Yankees autos. Yeah.
And Leaf is loaded.
Yeah.
And when Leaf says premium hits, they're pretty good about them being pretty premium. So Anthony says I'm bald and beautiful. Anthony, you're a weirdo.
With that being said,
hold on. There's a big release tomorrow. Isn't there? Isn't that what you said?
Bowman Chrome University football.
Yeah, I didn't think you mentioned that.
I did twice, but thank you.
Okay, never mind. I was going to flash it on the screen. My bad.
Thank you for paying attention. But flash it there anyway. This is the big release tomorrow. Boom.
Loaded.
Boom. You.
Yeah. Come pull your Paul Skeens.
Yes.
This is football.
So, it could be updated.
It is updated.
Right.
Yes. You might be able to get the Paul Skeens patch.
Guaranteed. In every box. Play the promo.
All right.
Are you looking to get your cards graded? Well, here at Grand Slam, we've simplified the process of submitting and getting a card graded. All you have to do is drop off your cards and kick your feet up, while our transparent tracking ensures that you are up to date with every detail along the way. When you log into our website, you'll immediately be greeted with each card in the grading process, along with where it's at in the process and its final grade. And with over 1,000 submissions and some of the top cards across the country being submitted through us, we have become a well-trusted source to handle and submit your cards. So you can do more collecting and leave the chore of grading to us. So don't sit on grading your cards. Get them submitted today at Grand Slam, where grading's made easy. Jacob, you know the trick? I think you're told to push right there.
I'm not doing that on the podcast.
It's just like that, right? Spot above your lip. Someone told me that. I think it's an old Asian home remedy. So, Michael, is it true?
Hey, can you co-sign on it?
I'm old and Asian, and I've never heard of it.
I just heard it recently. You know, when you're like, and you just can't quite get that sneeze, I guess you're supposed to push right there. And
you're supposed to look up at the sun or the bright light.
For those wondering, I've been fighting to release the sneeze for the last 30 minutes on top of eating my burger during the promo. So, with that being said, let's get into our actual, our first big story here. Josh, what do you know about this product coming out? Panini Combat Anthology.
I love it.
What I know about it is what you're about to educate me on.
Okay.
I think I want to say I have it pre-ordered. So
I did a run through of the checklist. They got a bunch of kabooms, like 30 different kabooms that you could pull from, ranging from like Butterbean to Hulk Hogan to just nonsense off the wall stuff. And it's weird though, because like, you know, with your normal checklist, you have your top guys, you have your low guys, but like in the combat world, you got your like really, really low guys. Like who wants the luchador on the cover there? Like he kind of failed out of WWE like 15 years ago at this point, and nobody's really clamoring for him. But then at the same time, you got Flair, Mike Tyson. I think Butterbean personally is kind of cool. It's strange. Looks awesome though.
I mean,
yeah.
What's the kaboom? Hold on. What's the kaboom checklist look like? Because a Hulk Hogan kaboom.
We already got one, didn't we?
What's that?
I think that's downtown.
I thought we already got one when Panini had the rights to WWE. One second.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Hulk Hogan kaboom, but I've never looked for one. So.
You think this is Panini's way of like, you know, hey, we're not going to be able to make licensed kabooms, but we can make licensed kabooms in some other fields, this being one of them. Smart idea.
There is a Hulk Hogan kaboom out of Revolution.
My thought process.
WWE Revolution. Yep, good call.
Yes.
How are you going to have a Hulk Hogan card that looks cool, that doesn't have any trademarked logos on it. I'm talking about from the head, the do-rag, I guess you could call it, to the shirts. I'm pulling up the Kaboom checklist right now.
Yeah.
Take a look. My internet's a little slow at the moment.
I mean, a Mike Tyson Kaboom, I would think would be
like
super sought after.
This is the one they're advertising, which looks kind of vanilla, but I think this is one of the 3 wrestlers that landed a gig in the new Street Fighter movie that's coming out. The one that Roman and Cody are in.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the guy
timed.
that. But like, there's some of the inserts. There's the Mike Tyson.
Of course. I mean, cool. he's going to headline this product, right? He's got
yeah.
And he's a legend.
You got
well.
Kurt Angle,
Hulk
John
Hogan.
Jones, Mayweather. Let's see if I can get that.
And Josh, and while he's scrolling through, you said you did pre-order this? Because this is, for me, this is a cool product. I love the John Jones Kaboom.
Here's one that's actually kind of cool. The Paul Walter Hauser, which, if you don't know, he's an actor. But in his spare time, he goes and wrestles at independent wrestling companies. And matter of fact, he's actually the champion for one of them right now.
Wow.
And he's not just doing like vanilla stuff either. He's doing like hardcore matches. And then wearing his title belt to the Fantastic Four premiere, which is pretty crazy. But like, you got some Japanese legends in there like Minoru Suzuki. You got lower tier people like Matt Riddle and Alex Hammerstone as far as like the wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice mix. I'm not going to lie. You got Mark Kerr, which that Rock movie was just about. He's not the Kaboom checklist, but he's on the checklist with an auto.
Yeah, you got to think too, your Kaboom checklist, like any sport, there's going to be a few dogs in there.
Yeah.
You know, in downtowns are the same way. You pull downtown, you're kind of like, oh man, that's not very good. But you know,
still a downtown. Yeah,
and you got some of the big ones to chase. So
absolutely,
I think it'll do well for Panini.
All right, our next thing is this Barry Bonds Chrome Ultra Violet 1 of 1. This card looks awesome.
Yes.
Wow,
he's got a nice autograph too.
Yeah,
I did not look at this beforehand. That's crazy.
It's cool to see him signing again. I know we covered that a few months back that he would be signing. This is a good one.
I just bought a Barry Bonds auto off a customer the other day to keep personally. It was in a graded, Beckett graded, kind of bigger slab, 4x6 card probably. It was autographed by him. It was pretty cool. I took it home. Otherwise, I could show you. But I was like,
now,
yeah.
I don't know if this is live on Golden now, if it's just closed on Golden. What would something like this go for?
Because those ultraviolets are case hit type cards. So
yeah, case hit, and then it's a 1 of 1.
And it's the greatest hitter to ever live.
He's probably 1 out of every 5 crazy stats we have done has been about Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
So what's this go for?
I mean, you got to think.
It's not going to go.
I can tell you what it's at.
Yeah.
What's it at right now? With how much time left?
2 days and 2 hours, pretty much. 10 bids so far.
7,200. So, I bet you it doubles that. My thought was
nothing crazy for me. I don't have that type of money to spend on a piece of cardboard wrapped in plastic. But
now, Michael, you put in the notes the last Barry Bonds 1 of 1 auto sold for $58,000.
Depends
on the card, the year, the product. There's a lot of variables.
Remember what product that was?
No. No. I think it's a really cool card. Like I said, I'd love the fact that he's signing again. It looks like it's on card, so this was in his hands. I'd love to see this thing breach 30. I don't know if it's going to get there just because it's so new, and everything is about the newer players now. And so there you go, Josh. Go for it.
No, thank you.
It's a nice retro feel because some of the retro feel ones feel kind of cheap, just in my opinion, off the look. And this one looks nice. And then, like Josh said, with the the older guys' autographs. I always brag about the older NASCAR drivers that look like calligraphy pretty much. Like this looks awesome on a card. And that's probably usually big auto on a really small space.
Yeah. He's been on the socials lately. He's been on several podcasts. He seems to have mellowed in his older age. He was pretty frigid to media and interviews when he was younger and playing. He never gave anybody the warm and fuzzies. Now he's sort of letting his hair down and showing a little bit of personality. So even if he doesn't get into the Hall, I think the sentiment behind him around people that know the game and know what he did, maybe steroids helped him do it longer, but as far as the level that he did it at, it's not even close.
Yep.
Not even close.
Agreed.
Super cool card.
All right, so I don't know how much you guys know about it, but GameStop is kind of known for ripping people off. Like you bring in a sealed game you bought last week, and they'll offer you like $140 for it the next week. So this insane, I don't know, I don't want to call the collector insane. This guy traded in 126 slabs in at GameStop. Josh, I want you to take a guess since Michael already knows. Just no context of the slabs. How much do you think they gave him for 126 slabs?
Well, if he's taking slabs to GameStop, they're probably not very desirable slabs. $150. I don't know.
Oh. No. Wow. Okay. Not that low.
You're not giving me any. If I had some context,
no. It's $3,000. Let's go ahead and watch this video real quick.
Are they TCG slabs?
Looks like it. Looks like TCG PSA slabs.
I think they probably only do TCG. That would have changed things. I was thinking like no name bum baseball players and stuff.
No worries. That's why we're gonna watch the video. No worries.
All right.
Stop customer trades in 126 slabs for $3,095 in credit. Dude, 126 slabs for $3,000 in credit. You know they took advantage of this dude, this poor guy. You know they took advantage of this poor guy.
No.
Bro, that equals to $24 a slab.
Right.
Dude, that equals $124 a slab. Bro,
What?
it costs $20.
His math is
Stop it right there. So it's $24 a slab. That is correct. We have had a ton of Pokemon graded cards through the shop, and some of them are as low as $10. He's going to give this idea that it costs more than that to grade a card, which is true, but that doesn't factor into it. People take a gamble on a card, get an 8 or a 9, the card's worth $12. It is what it is. So
read this comment right here, Josh, out loud.
Okay, it says he dumped a bunch of PSA 9 bricks. We've been grading Pokemon for 15 years. No one wants modern 9s. Correct. So dude took all his 9 dead stock and recouped his grading fees. Yeah. I don't think that's
How about the next comment?
store credit is the worst, not even cash. I mean, unless you're a gamer.
I mean, you can go get some PlayStations, some Xboxes, and go sell those.
This is really hard without context of the cards because they could have been $12 PSA 9 hollow Pokemon cards. A few. We've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollar cards, and people take one of those and grade them, trying to get a 10, and to keep it, and it gets a 9. It's worth $10. He got $24.
So put your store owner hat on. And what's the play here with these slabs?
I'm just saying, without knowing what the cards are, you can't say this was a hosing or a victory.
Let's just say it was a good deal. As a store owner, when you're taking in that many slabs, what's your next move with those? Are you putting them out in the showcase, your brand new showcases, or are you putting them online and trying to squeeze out?
I would guess those are lower end Pokemon slabs that 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 9-year-old kids love to buy because it's a graded Pokemon card. And they're probably for the average to be $25, he probably had some good ones in there, some 9s that are full arts and stuff like that, probably $80 a card. But I'm sure there was a plethora of ones they gave him $10 for.
Now, here's where the fun comes in.
This is all guesswork.
Yeah.
I saw recently where obviously you can go buy a used PlayStation 5 for like $350 to $400 there. But if you're trading in a PlayStation 5, they're going to give you like $40 for it. So what I want to know is what they're going to charge for these cards.
That's what I'm thinking.
$40 for a PS5.
I will find the pictures in a
It's probably a defective one. You're not getting the whole story. Can you go to their website, Jamie? Jamie, go to their website and see if it gives approximate trade-in values for products. I guarantee it does. And a working PS5, I guarantee it is over $100. And I know nothing. I've never traded in at GameStop. But
well, here's the thing. One of the reasons why I put this out there is because that just seemed it. And I had the same thought that Jacob did, was that, somebody got hosed. And is that the reputation that GameStop has when it comes to this sort of transaction? And
I mean, it is, but I think they use a math equation based on the value of the card. So they maybe give where we might give 70 to 80% for a Pokemon card now, maybe GameStop gives 50%. And it's
at that volume,
all of our stores, we don't have the resources or staffing for someone to sit down and look up every one of these cards and get exact comps and offer 75. It's just a standing, we give 50%. Or they give 50% off PSA's appraised value price, which is typically off. But
how many GameStops have you been into where you've seen single graded cards, unless they're like taking them and selling them online? Because I've looked at their hobby boxes because they've added them in like a DTOF cabinet, and it seems they price them aggressively on release date and they don't touch them after that. So like you'll go find the same hobby box, like Josh, remember AEW Spectrum that came out in like 2022 or something like that? It's still at that $150 price point, which Upper Deck couldn't even sell it for that, but GameStop's still holding on to it all these years later.
Yeah, they just don't have the time to comb through every product they have and look up every price and reprice it like a shop would. But
doesn't that erode their reputation in the hobby? The fact that
sure, but what about the other end where that $150 box has become $300 and nobody knows about it? Someone walks in and says, "Dang, that's a $300 box," and they still got it for launch day price, and no one scooped it up. So could go the other way.
They're not known for being the best with like value swapping things, though, Michael. They've kind of had a iffy reputation for a while about that.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like the Pawn Stars. Rick, the memes where Rick says, "I can give you, $5,000 card. Best I can do is $50." Like there's a reputation there where
right.
Some of it's maybe fair and some of it's unfair. GameStop probably the same way. But here's the thing they got to think about. You're going to trade in a video game that they might have 40 of that doesn't sell well. They're not going to offer top dollar because it's just money thrown away. It's like us here. People will bring in now currently a box full of $5 cards. Each card's worth $5, let's say. We're not going to pay $3 a card for them because they're going to sit in a room in a box full of 1,000 more cards. It could be years before we sell those cards.
Right.
So you're going to get $1 a card, maybe, and we'll be honest and say, we really don't need these right now. So our offer is going to be low, but we'll at least make you a low ball offer and you take it or leave it. No hard feelings. And when we explain it to people like that, no one gets bent out of shape. Sometimes we say, we don't want to make you an offer because we don't want to offend you, because we don't need this. If the price is low enough, we'll take it because the price is too low to pass up. Right. And I don't know, most will say, well, what's the offer? I at least want to hear it. You won't offend me. We'll give them the offensive offer. And they say, you know what? That's fine. They're just going to sit at home in the closet and that's fine. So, and some people say, oh yeah, I get it. But yeah, that's lower than I want to do. And, maybe they have an outlet to sell them somewhere else for a little bit more. But it's the same way with video games. I think they're just going to sit on a shelf with 900 other games, and it's going to take a long time, and maybe they won't ever sell them. So I'm just defending. I'm defending games. I hope they all go out.
No. It's one of the reasons why I brought it up, because I wanted to get your take as a retail shop on the mentality behind this. I mean, obviously, they're not going to do that deal if they rifled through those cards, even if they didn't look them up, all of them, they probably saw enough value there. And then they're going to give them store credit. So store credit, I'm sure you can't use any sort of promotions or sales on store credit. So that's going to be, if he ends up using that in the store, it's going to be full retail. And so they're going to make some back there. So
I'll ask you guys, if someone walked in, this is the mentality we have to deal with sometimes. And it's just from a lack of knowledge, but someone comes in with 100,000 baseball cards. Y'all want to buy these? We like, no, we do not. They're 10-cent cards, but I'll only charge a penny for them. So what's 100,000 pennies? Let me do the math real quick. $1,000. So they want $1,000 for how many cards did I say?
100,000.
100,000 cards.
We're doing a lot of numbers on a Thursday night.
Would you give $1,000 for 100,000 bulk cards? You're only paying a penny for them. You sell them for 10 cents. The customer will say, "You sell these for 10 cents. You've made 10 times your money. Yeah. You sell these for 5 cents. You make 5 times your money." They don't understand that 90% of those cards will never sell.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that rookie mentality of, you're only paying a penny a card. This is a steal. You sell them all for 5 cents. Even if you sold them all for 2 cents, you've doubled your $1,000.
Right.
It just doesn't work that way.
Right, because they're discounting your time. They're going to assume your time. They're assuming your time is worth nothing, and your time is not worth nothing.
It doesn't take time for these. You take all those boxes, say, "Yep," throw them on that table right there, put a sign on them that says 10 cents a card. No work for me. The customer does all the work. They're still never going to sell all of those cards. Probably never sell enough to make your $1,000 back. And if you do, it might be 4 years down the road, and you've made $8 here, $2 here, $4 here, and your $1,000 is gone. So I say all that to say, I don't know why I said all that, but just food for thought.
It's exactly why I put the story there, because I wanted to tease that out of there, because I know some people are going to look at that and go, "What?" And so I thought it was important for you to go down that road, because
now GameStop hardcore hosed him. If this was whatever, 3,000 they gave him, what if it was $10,000 worth of slabs and they gave him $3,000? Yeah, I mean, he got hosed, but I'd like to think if he was knowledgeable enough to know what he had, that wasn't.
You know, Josh, I'm gonna let you talk about GameStop a little bit longer. We got another GameStop related story with a big card being pulled out of a blaster.
Just go out of business, GameStop. Come on.
Well, if you've been to the ones in Rock Hill, it looks like they could any day.
Oh. So this rare Cooper Flagg autograph card was found at GameStop. So in other words, GameStop sells blasters just like every other place, including Barnes & Noble and Books A Million and Cracker Barrel and everywhere else you can buy anything. But GameStop, so it doesn't surprise me. These are randomly inserted, but that's a biggin.
It's cool to see it get out of a blaster.
I think that's like $30,000 to $40,000.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm glad that you can get something like this out of a blaster,
because it feels like a lot of the big hits are unattainable. Like I can't afford a hobby box. That's $500-$700,
mm-hmm.
You know. But anybody can waste money on a blaster for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, all right, whatever.
You know what they should do? They should put only, because I also look at the other side of, you want to reward the people that open up their wallets and do spend $200, $300, $400 on a box. And then Joe Blow buys a $30 blaster and pulls a $30,000 card. So while maybe they should save the one of ones only for hobby. Because if you can get a number to 5, in a blaster that sells for 30 or 40 grand, if what I remember is correct, that's plenty heat, anything else, but one of one, save those for hobby product, maybe. It's just
So would you be fine with like gold and lower being fair game? Or would you go even further than gold?
Well, gold for Panini is to 50.
We're not talking Panini.
Or no, Panini, sorry.
Right,
Gold
Topps.
Topps is to 50. So
Yep.
Right.
no, I'm okay with a number to 5 auto being in a blaster. That's cool. You want something maybe life-changing in a blaster potentially, but maybe just the hobbies need to have some sort of an edge.
Well, hobbies do, right? You don't get case hits. I mean, if they're called case hits, they're hobby cases, right? Or that counts for a case of retail.
They should stop calling them case hits. They should just call them super short prints is what they should call them.
So they don't guarantee if a case hit is not. They're not saying in this case there's going to be one.
Yes, but you got to define case. Is it a case of hobby boxes or a case of blaster?
Exactly. I'm assuming case hits are only in hobbies.
Oh no, you can get the case hits.
There's case hits in retail.
Think of downtowns and kabooms. You can get those out of
megas
and blasters and stuff. So,
and Josh's favorite, you can get elephant and tiger prints and select.
Yeah. So,
with zebra being another case hit for hobby.
And again, I wouldn't call them case hits. I just call them super short prints. Personally.
But not a short print as an out of 5 out of a blaster box. That's pretty cool.
I'm down with it. I just think it would be cool to have something,
exclusive.
The one of ones are kind of like the big, that's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
There needs to be something.
And now I know in certain baseball products, the orange refractor is hobby only. I think in
orange
Topps
25, right?
What's that?
25, right? Okay.
I think the orange refractor in Chrome is hobby only. I believe. I think.
You might want to do some research before you make that bold claim for the entire world to see.
Well, I mean, what's more bold than guaranteed 101s anytime you buy a box from Grand Slam and Rock Hill?
Almost any Leaf product, it seems like.
Yes, wild card and Leaf. We have to caveat.
There you go.
I don't know how much control they have in like the way they put the cards. They kind of allocate what goes to where, because I mean you could take it a step further. You could get like your lower tier one of ones, even if those are in retail. But I don't know how much control they have over that.
Yeah, think of the fact they want to be able to say this is all randomly inserted. We have no control over it. Then you got to honor that, and you got to respect it.
Honor and sports cards
among thieves.
Oh well. All right. Well, we're going to shift from we're still staying on basketball here. We got 2 pretty big recent sales. Michael, you seem to be the baseball guy of the basketball guy of the podcast. I'm going to let you take these over.
So the reason why, so if you want to pop both of these up one at a time, and I'm just going to talk over this. So this is Kobe Bryant. This is the gold medallion. This is actually a really good looking rookie card. We were just talking about good looking rookie cards. This is a good looking one, guys. And then the next one is a iconic card. The Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Dr. J card.
That's a beauty.
800,000. The reason why I brought this up, 2 reasons. Our price is going up for basketball now that Topps has revealed that they're not going to drop the ball with this license. Like, they're doing really well with it.
Maybe too early to tell, but so far so good.
You guys have been in this longer than I have. Is there the typical roller coaster every 5 to 8 years with sports? Or has basketball just been in a real slump?
Well, we talked about it last week. Josh brought up a great point about it getting over politicized and the bottom falling out of that market, because for a while it was driving the market. But the point I'm making is now that Topps seems to have righted the ship when it comes to basketball cards, is this going to be an indicator of what we can expect? And do we need to brace ourselves for football card prices?
I don't know. That's a great question. There's going to be a shift. The Topps Chrome is going to be the new Prism.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be bananas.
So, yeah, I mean, I say the jury's still out on how well they're going to do everything else, but so far so good.
Josh, simply timing the release with the opening of the season, just the fundamentals, right? Is a win.
I mean,
and then having all the rookies in there.
And there's some things that Topps can't control, like Wembanyama coming out on fire. Yeah. Like that makes last year's product desirable, or 23-24 product desirable. You've got this year with Cooper Flagg, you got big chases. And so, yeah, it's kind of a perfect storm of good rookies to chase. Maybe politics are going a little bit more bye-bye with some of it. And the hardest thing for me about watching basketball is they travel on every freaking play, and it's very hard to watch.
Yeah.
All I watch is their feet.
Yeah.
And it drives me insane. I mean, insane. 3, 4, and 5 steps, and they don't call it. Drives me insane. And I don't care about the gather step and the ball is spinning as they're taking a step, or it's traveling. Drives me insane. But oh well.
Yeah, my take on it is this is a foreshadowing of what's going to happen with football. I think it's clear that Topps knows what the heck they're doing. They've had what, 4, 5, 5.5 years to plan for this, and they're executing on that plan if you look back, they were probably experimenting or testing inserts, layouts in the baseball product that they say, hey, we're going to be getting the football and the baseball license soon. Let's mess around with some layouts. Let's mess around with some inserts that will translate both to football and baseball. For goodness sake, I can't wait to see what the basketball holiday, like, short prints are. Like, where are they going to put the candy canes? Where are they going to, are they going to hang them are they going to hang the lights on the rims? Or, where are they going to hide is the elf going to be sitting on top of the backboard on some of these photos? And they've done so well. They're really making Panini look silly. I mean, Panini's had this license, and I think they got complacent and lazy with their design. And then Topps, Fanatics, well, it's really Fanatics. They're
full steam ahead on everything, it seems like.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, you just wait for the Topps Now stuff coming out of basketball. It's going to be bananas. And then football, as popular as football is going to be, holy cow.
That's right.
All right, guys. What do we got? Crazy stat?
Crazy stat.
I have a couple crazy stats.
So before Josh goes in the crazy stat, you guys have made it this far. Please like, subscribe, comment, leave a review. Josh, how many you got for us tonight?
It's the shop. I think at least 2. 2 for sure.
Okay.
First one's a Wemby stat. I think we touched on this last season before he got injured, and I think this just kind of continues because he's come out on fire. But in Wemby's first 120 NBA games, he has scored more points than LeBron James in his first 120 games, more rebounds than Karl Malone in Karl's first 120 games, more blocks than Hakeem Olajuwon, and these are some of the all-time greats in these categories, through Hakeem's first 120, more threes than Steph Curry through 120 games.
Wow.
That's almost mind-boggling how fast this dude has gotten off to a start and in every known category. And then my other stat is the GOAT stat. Tom Brady. It says Tom Brady walked off the field in the fourth quarter and overtime with the lead in all 10 of his Super Bowls. So he went to 10 Super Bowls. When he walked off the field in the fourth quarter or overtime, his team was leading. His defense gave up 75-plus yard game losing touchdown drives in 3 of them. So he's won 7 of them. The 3 that he lost, his defense gave up game losing drives of 75 yards or more. Wow. Brady was that close to 10 Super Bowl rings. That, my friends, is the GOAT and why I PC him and why I dream about him at night in bed. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. With that being said, come see us at the shop tomorrow for some Bowman Chrome University football. I'm tired. My back hurts. I've been moving showcases for a whole day. I'm going to go get in a hot tub.
There you go. Josh, thanks for joining us after your long day. Jacob, thank you for producing. And guys, thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.